My next interview is with a fighter that has a ton of MMA and boxing experience. He's also a coach and an artist. Hey there, bare knuckle fight fans. Look who I have in the studio today, John Chalbeck, who joins me all the way from Detroit and is preparing for a big debut at BKFC Knucklemania. How are you tonight, John?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Before we start getting into the fight at Knucklemania, because you're new, could you share with our viewers some of your background? Because you have both an MMA and a boxing background.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm the boxing coach at Team Scorpion Fighting Systems, and I started out amateur boxing, obviously, and then I actually did my first fight. It was a tough man contest, which I won the tournament there, and then I started doing Golden Gloves and things like that, and I went to the University of Michigan, and I kind of took a break from boxing, and then I tried out for the boxing team there, and they made me a coach at the University of Michigan. So that was pretty, and it kind of reignited my love for combat sports again. So after I graduated, I became the boxing coach at Scorpion Fighting Systems, which is, we have like 30 pro MMA fighters, and some pro boxers, and a lot of good fighters. Josh Parisian, a UFC fighter, and then they got me into MMA, obviously, which I always said, I'm never going to do that. I hate wrestling and all that stuff. But they got me into it. And then I did my first MMA fight, the day after my dad passed. And I thought that, that I was just meant to stay the course in this combat, lifestyle. And now that's bare knuckle is a new chapter in my life. And, I'm ready to take it over.
So, John, I was looking at your MMA record, and it seems like most of your wins have come by TKO or KO. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I find that interesting.
Well, in the MMA fights that I've had, it seems that, I've hurt someone on the feet and then get them down on the ground, and then the ground and pound, just kind of once you have a chance and you have them hurt. In MMA, you have a good chance to finish them if they're not throwing back. So a lot of those TKOs, you just rifle off a bunch of power shots and the ref's right there to stop it. And in my boxing fights, it's kind of been the same thing. I'm more of a volume puncher. And, although I do have some pretty good knockout footage, I tend to overwhelm my opponents with, a logical placement of punches, which I plan to do in bare knuckle because you must be more precise.
Yes. You bring up a very good point, because one of the things that our new viewers need to understand is that fighting without gloves is different. So you can really hurt your hand. So it's a very much more strategic sport than most people think it is. Can you talk a little bit about that for us, please, John?
Absolutely. And like, Bobby Gunn says, you want to throw about, 40, 50%, and be much more accurate. And, although it seems more vicious, it's a lot safer for the boxer's brains because, you can't keep up that type of power for too long. And the injuries are more superficial on the face, and it's not gonna make us look any better, but it's gonna keep us going for longer, in my opinion. So be more accurate, be more precise, and let your punches do the talking.
Since this is your bare knuckle debut, what have you done specifically different training wise to fight?
Well, I mean, I've done lots of training in MMA and lots of training in boxing, and I think I have a good idea of what to do in the clinch. And so, I've really just been training like I usually train, except making sure that my cardio is better than ever. And that, I've been practicing throwing a lot of shots, faster and more accurate, and not putting so much power on them, and making sure that the volume is really high.
I think that's a wise move because the sport is so much more fast moving. What about conditioning of your hands? I know that fighting with gloves is one thing. Have you been in a street fight? You've really gotten your knuckles dirty, so to speak.
I mean, yes, I've bounced before at bars, and, I've been in street fights and stuff like that. And so, I try to avoid that at all costs, especially I don't want to catch a case, or something like that. But, yes, obviously I've been in fights, and, I am concerned, I think that's the question mark about most fighters that, transfer over is, are their hands going to hold up? And I think that's why you have to be, fight very smart and very relaxed, and, not let your emotions, let your hands do the talking, but let your brain let your hands do the talking. And so, precision and accuracy is a big thing,
Spoken like a true coach. I like that. Now, Bono is also making his debut in Bareknuckle. How do you think you match up stylistically?
I think I match up stylistically very well with Greg Bono. I mean, have watched a few tapes on him, and I see that he's a scrappy guy and he likes to move forward, which is exactly what I like to do. I'm known more in boxing for my inside fighting rather than my outside fighting, but I'm here to show the world that I can fight on the inside and the outside in the clinch. And I also plan on doing a few things that hopefully nobody else has seen yet. So I look forward to this event and staying the course and keeping the promises I've always kept to everyone for the last 25 years.
What goes through your mind as a fighter when you walk out?
I try to just be as relaxed as possible. My grandfather was a pilot in Vietnam and in Korea, and he flew over 100 missions. And I think about that was life or death for him every time. And even though fighters get out there and it's life and death for us, that's why I respect every single fighter that gets out there. There's a ref right by me. There's a doctor right by me. I know I have coaches that can throw in the towel. I feel very, very safe when I'm fighting, and it's more about being fun in there and having fun and doing what I love to do. And, I mostly get really nervous about a month out, but, I'm way relaxed by the time I get there, so I'm already past my nervous stage now, and I just can't wait for that bell to ring and for me to show the world what I've been doing with my life.
Speaking of fun, John, you have a very interesting story to share with our viewers that you posted on Twitter about starting a cabinetry company with your kids, right?
Knockout Carpentry was we have Chalbeck Boxing, which is a part of the umbrella of Scorpion Fighting Systems and the Michigan Institute of Athletics. And I started my another company, which is called Knockout Carpentry, and I make these American flags like I have behind me. It got really busy during the pandemic, and it kept us afloat, and it was something that we could all work on together while still paying our bills and finding solutions. And I think that's what, America is all about, is finding solutions and finding happiness when you can and where you can.
You're a Florida boy. When did you make your way into Detroit area then?
My parents separated when I was young. And my mom's family is from up here in Michigan, so they're always freezing. My dad's family retired, after after the Navy, he retired to the Florida Keys, and that's where my dad lived. And so I was always going back and forth, forever.
Well, I'm sure you're looking forward to getting into the warm weather here. Before we go today, John, is there anything else you would like to add? And can you give us your social media handles?
Yes, Florida Keys Kid 7 is for Instagram and Twitter, and then obviously the Florida Keys Kid, John Daddy Chalbeck on Facebook. And I just want to thank Dave Feldman for giving me this opportunity. He's a man of his word. He said I would be on the Paige VanZant debut, and that event got canceled last year. And I know I've been bitter every time I don't get a chance to get on, and I've not acted like myself on social media sometimes just so that I could get attention from these guys. But I got my contract. He's a man of his word, and I'm going to be fighting. I want to thank my wife and my children for always inspiring me, and my family, my sponsors, Scotty Mio Networks, YouTube, B Squared Accounting, Proform, Ravine Plaza, McDonald Law Firm, Red Valor Krav Maga, Black Mountain Defense, Broadstone Homes, Esker, Carlos Illinois at the Motor City Casino for always furthering my career, CRW for always taking care of me, James Gray for keeping the gym open, when we're supposed to be closed, and everyone, all my fans and supporters that support me, this is all for you. And, I'm just going to go in there and have fun and fight smart and fight relaxed.
All right, John, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with Bare Knuckle News today. I look forward to seeing you at Knucklemania.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
All right, I want to thank Kevin Smith for setting up this interview. And I also want to let you know that we will be at Knucklemania going down February 5th from Tampa, Florida, bringing you all the beautiful bloody action. Go ahead and leave me a comment below, share this video, and please subscribe. I'm Susan Cingari. And remember, no one beats us to the punch.